Hi everyone, welcome back. So in today's lecture we'll be discussing about air injection system and individual pump type fuel injection system. So I already discussed, if this is an engine cylinder, then basically in most of the designs we'll found that the fuel injector is mounted in the central position. So the fuel is injected through this fuel injector. This fuel we have seen, at least this fuel should be of this pressure 70 bar. So to produce this pressure we need to attach some other components to this fuel injector. I may attach compressor, I may attach fuel pump, maybe some filters and any external components, and this will be again attached to fuel tank, and then only it is possible to develop this 70 bar of pressure. If this pressure is not achieved, we know that proper atomization will not be taken place. Means to get combustion or perfect combustion rather, this injected liquid fuel should be converted into fine droplets, and then only we will get a perfect combustion, and definitely perfect combustion will reduce emission gases, will improve fuel economy, power output, and this system is called as, this complete system is called as injection system, or rather fuel injection system. So before moving towards air injection system, CRDI, common rail diesel injection system, individual pump distribution, so you should know that different types or categories by using this fuel injection systems can be classified. So the first is, when many years before, when the fuel injection system is developed, which is developed by Rudolf Diesel. So first system which is used in an engine is air injection systems. So in air injection system, basically fuel and air will be combined, mixed with each other, and with the help of this complete system, maybe with the help of this pump, this fuel and air mixture, with the help of this pump and compressor, this fuel and air mixture will be combined, and the combined mixture will be supplied to the engine cylinder. So air is also there, which is supplied along with the fuel, and the name air injection. We compress, we use air in the compressor. We know that we'll be having inlet valve and exhaust valve. In diesel engine, we know that through inlet valve the air will come inside, which is compressed in the compression stroke, and at the end of compression stroke, fuel air mixture, we have seen the fuel air mixture will be only supplied in case of SI engine, but here in previous engines, this air injection system nowadays we do not use in any vehicle, but when it was developed, this has been successfully used in many vehicles. So in that case also we will supply the fuel and air mixture through this nozzle, high pressurized fuel and air mixture, and air is also compressed. So air is supplied through this fuel injector also, and air is supplied through this inlet manifold also. But then the researchers coming across many difficulties, or even the effect of on efficiency, power outputs. So there are many disadvantages were there as far as air injection systems was used, and that is the reason solid or airless injection system is developed. Obviously, as the name itself implies, it is a solid system or airless system, means air is not utilized. Nowadays, in almost all the vehicles, we utilize solid or air injection systems. So that does mean through this fuel injector, will only inject fuel, and the name as solid or airless injection system. And in solid and airless injection system, you will find number of types or number of subtypes. So I will categorize this solid or airless injection system into two main categories: mechanical and electronic injection. In mechanical injection, we have heard this name few years before this system is invented, common rail diesel injection system. This can also be called as CRDI. We know that even on some vehicles itself it is displayed about CRDI. Then individual pump, and then distributor type. So in today's lecture we'll be discussing about this air injection system in details, and then we'll move toward this individual pump type fuel injection system, and probably in next video we'll be talking about this common rail diesel injection system and this distributor type diesel injection system. So let's discuss about construction details and working of air injection system first. So it is developed by Rudolf Diesel, and nowadays you will not find in any application, you will not find the use of air injection system, but as this is the first system developed, so you should know how this system has worked. So first important part is obviously engine. So this is a fuel injector, we'll be having this inlet valve and exhaust valve. So we have discussed the pressure of this fuel injection is minimum 70 bar or even more than that. So now I have to supply, we know that in air injection system we supply fuel plus air mixture, diesel plus air mixture. So in order to supply this high pressurized fuel and air, so we need one component which can be called as, this component can be called as compressor. Most often 3-stage air compressor is used. So air is supplied to this compressor, and we know that to run the compressor or to drive the compressor we need a power source. But in engine it is not possible to provide separate source, and as a reason the power used to drive this compressor is from the crankshaft itself. So this is a crankshaft. So part of engine power is utilized to drive this compressor. So obviously if you are using this air injection system, then a part of this power, engine power, will be utilized, and definitely you will get less BHP. So this is the most important disadvantage of this air injection system. And now I have to transfer this high pressurized air. The air will pass, air will come from atmosphere, this will be taken here, this compressor will be driven by this crankshaft rotation, and this compressed air or high pressure air will be transferred to the airport. So you will find a component where two ports are placed. So one port is called as airport. So this is transferred to this airport. But prior to that, the opening and closing of this port is taken care by this valve. You can call this as air valve. And this air valve will be operated. This valve will be operated with the help of camshaft. We know that this crankshaft movements itself will be transferred to this overhead camshaft. This is connected to the crankshaft. So with the help of this camshaft movements, we know that this camshaft is timed. So according to these movements of camshaft, this fuel valve or air valve will be opened and closed, and according to it, a part of air will be supplied, high pressurized air will be supplied to this port. This is a port, you can say this is air port, and then we'll be having one more port which is mounted here, that can be called as fuel port. So again this port is connected to the fuel pump. We'll be having this is a fuel pump, and this is a low pressure fuel pump. We have used this compressor, high pressurized air, so we need not to pressurize the fuel anymore, because this pressure is more enough to supply this perfect spray of fuel. So low pressure pump is used. Here in this system the use of pump to only draw the fuel from this fuel tank. This is a fuel tank. So with the help of this fuel pump, the fuel from this fuel tank will be drawn till this port, fuel port. This can be called as fuel port. And now fuel pump will again be operated with the help of this camshaft movement. So fuel pump will be opened and fuel pump will be closed. So simultaneously this fuel pump will be operated and this air valve will be operated, because both these are connected to the movements of camshaft, and during that period the air will pass here and the fuel will be coming to this part and air will be coming to this part. So this high pressurized fuel will only few milliseconds are there to provide this, and in that case we will get a spray and the fuel or combustion will be there. So this air, high pressurized air, and this fuel will be mixed here, and then this fuel air mixture will be transferred to this fuel injector, and through this nozzle, the design of this nozzle will be getting different spray patterns. So I'll just summarize the working of this system again. High pressurized air will be passed to this air valve, where the opening and closing of air valve will be taken care with the help of this camshaft, and simultaneously we'll be having second port which is attached to the fuel pump. With the help of this fuel pump, the fuel will be sucked or passed inside this component or this port. So when the fuel will be injected in the combustion chamber, this valve, just before few milliseconds, this valve will be opened and this fuel will be passed. High pressurized air mixes with this fuel, and the high pressurized fuel air mixture will be spread in this combustion chamber, and obviously combustion will be taken place and will be having the rotation of this crankshaft. Now we'll talk about advantages and disadvantages of this air injection system. So first we'll talk about the advantages. The first important advantage as far as this air injection system is concerned is proper atomization. We know that atomization is the requirement of any fuel injection system. We have discussed about this atomization, means fuel will be injected in this combustion chamber. That fuel should be converted into fine droplets, and these fine droplets will come in contact with the air and proper burning of this fuel will be taken place. Otherwise it becomes difficult to burn the fuel and it will be resulting in loss of power and increasing the fuel economy. So converting this liquid stream into fine droplets is very much necessary as far as any fuel injection system is concerned. And here if you see, in the fuel supply itself, we are mixing the high pressurized air with the fuel particles. Then obviously a partly atomization is already done here in this component. Already this high pressurized air converts this liquid fuel into droplets, and again this high pressurized air, when it is sprayed inside this combustion chamber, again these particles will be converted into a minute or very fine particles, and obviously we will be getting a better atomization and almost all the fuel particles will be burnt and will get better power output. This is one of the most important advantage of this air injection system. And second, we can operate this air injection system with viscous fuel, which is available quite cheap in market. As we know that a viscous fuel will also be converted into fine droplets, and it is possible with the help of this air injection system only. If you are comparing it with the solid injection system, then definitely in solid injection system the rate of atomization is less as in case of air injection system, and this is clearly we know that this is because of this high pressurized air we mixes with these fuel particles. So even this viscous fuel is used, which cost us less as compared to the fuel or thinner fuel. Then that fuel can also be used here in this system, but it is not possible with this solid or airless injection systems. But this system is not used nowadays, and this is because there are several disadvantages. The first and most important disadvantage that we have already discussed, this compressor is used, and due to this compressor the weight of vehicle will be increased. Obviously we know that if the weight of vehicle will be increased, the more power will be needed to propel it. The size of engine will be increased because the compressor is having a considerable size also. Second, power output you can say BHP, or we can say fuel economy. So power output is reduced, fuel economy is increased. This is because we know that a proper atomization help us to increase a little bit of power, but the rate of this crankshaft or the engine power which is utilized by this compressor to rotate this compressor is high. So obviously the power will get less power output and fuel economy will also be reduced, and definitely this will be having impact on overall efficiency of an engine. Third, maintenance. So this compressor needs extra maintenance. So along with the engine, one has to need to be taken care of this maintenance of this compressor also. And due to this disadvantage, we cannot use this air injection system nowadays in any applications. And now this was about the air injection system, and now we'll discuss about individual pump type of fuel injection system, which comes under solid or airless fuel injection system. This system is again very simple to understand. Individual pump type fuel injection system. For example, I'll consider the engine where this system has to be fitted is 4-cylinder engine. So if it is a 4-cylinder engine, then we need to attach 4 nozzles separately or 4 fuel injectors separately. For example, this is first fuel injector in line to this fuel injector, second, third and fourth. In this way all the fuel injectors are mounted. Now I have to provide fuel supply to these fuel injectors, so I have to give a proper connection in this way. So I have to give the connection of this fuel injectors to these valves. These are the valves. 4 valves are used separately, and these 4 valves are attached to the individual pump, and the name of this system as individual pump type fuel injection system. You will find this fuel injector is attached to this P1 first pump, this to P2, this is to P3, this pump to P4, and this pump are again attached to the camshaft, and according to the movements of the camshaft, we know that camshafts are connected to the crankshaft. So accordingly the opening and closing movements of this, with the help of this opening and closing movements of this camshaft, these pumps will operate and these pumps will pass. See, these pumps are attached with the help of this opening and closing valves. So this assembly will operate and the supply will be passed to these fuel injectors. And now these fuel injectors, we need to then connect this fuel injectors to the, sorry, this fuel pumps to the fuel tank. So now I will connect. So in between I need to have filters. So I can say filter 1. Filter 1 is attached, and then we'll be having one more components which can be called as low pressure pump. This is a low pressure pump. The purpose of this pump is to only draw a fuel from the fuel tank, or only supply fuel from the fuel tank to these pumps, high pressure pumps. And again I need to attach a filter. We know that in case of diesel engine, at the time of maintenance also or servicing also, we'll find that after certain intervals we need to change the fuel filters, and the cost of servicing increases. So we require more filters in case of diesel engine as compared to petrol engine, because of its constitutions of different components. And then again we need to have this fuel tank. So now we'll discuss its working. So the fuel from the fuel tank will be drawn to this filter. You can call this as F2 with the help of this low pressure pump. This is again sucked from the fuel tank with the help of this low pressure pump, and this is again passed to second filter. Through this second filter, all the impurities will be settled down, and this low pressure fuel will be passed to this pump. So these pumps are timed, these pumps and these valves are timed with the help of this camshaft, and accordingly these valves will make opening and closing movements, and with the help of it the fuel will be supplied. We know that there is a firing order as far as firing of cylinder is concerned. So maybe I consider this is the first cylinder, second cylinder, then third and fourth cylinder. So according to the firing order, if the firing order is 4, 3, 1, 2 and the number 1, 2, 3, 4. So what does this mean? This is a 4-cylinder engine which is having this firing order 4, 3, 1, 2. So fourth cylinder is fired first. So this valve and this pump will pass the fuel supply to this fourth cylinder first. So this will be fired. So accordingly this camshaft is timed, and with the help of this camshaft the opening and closing movements of these pumps will be done. Now this low pressure pump converts this fuel into 2.5 bar, and hence it is called as this low pressure. We know that the atmospheric fuel tank is maintained at atmospheric pressure which is around 1 bar, and this is again transferred to this low pressure pump which increases its pressure from 1 bar to 2.5 bar. So little bit pressure is increased, but this is not sufficient to spray the fuel in the combustion chamber, or for atomization we require at least 70 bar or more than that. And again this fuel will be supplied, and here you will get something around 100 to 200 bar pressure, and this pressure is more enough to convert the liquid stream into fine droplets, which will again helpful for proper combustion. And this is again transferred according to this firing order to all the cylinders, and in this way basically this individual pump system works. So why it is called as individual pump? This is because it's sometimes called as individual pump and nozzle. Means individual pump is used and this is attached to individual nozzle. See, first engine, first pump, second engine, second. Accordingly, you will find different pumps are attached to the different cylinders, and the name is individual pump type fuel injection system. So nowadays you will find the use of this solid injection fuel injection system in many vehicles. A little bit of disadvantage if you are talking about then we need to use all the different pumps. If it is 6-cylinder engine, we need to use 6 pumps. That is the only issue, that it increases a little bit of cost if compared with the CRDI, common rail diesel injection system, or distributor type diesel injection system. So in next video probably we'll be talking about these two systems, CRDI and distributor type of fuel injection system.